I have a message for every politician right now in here in Davos, to everyone in Europe, everyone in the world. If somebody think the war is somewhere far away from me, the war doesn't touch me personally, is the biggest mistake. This war in the largest country in Europe can destabilize situation in whole region. This war can touch everyone in Europe, also everyone in the world. We have to never forget Ukraine have 5 nuclear planes, and one of them a couple of weeks ago was in the fire. If they explode, it will be much bigger tragedy than in Chernobyl catastrophe, and the world in danger. And that's why right now the unity of all countries, the key for peace in the Ukraine, is very important to stop the war. It's very important to be united. It's very important to make a pressure to Russia, and very important to make a sanction. It's very important for Ukraine to be free country, democratic country, will be independent and with territorial integrity. Is very important question for us as Ukrainian.
What's the consequences of this war? And the consequences eventually are very scaring. Ukraine is one of the biggest delivers of grain to Africa and Asia, and with the blocking of the Black Sea, obviously we will have hunger in those regions. And it's not just those regions or just Ukraine, and so to speak, war that is localized in Ukraine is going to spread further.
We've seen from the outside in Europe the incredible courage of the Ukrainian people to fight the Russian invasion in Kiev, the city of which you are mayor. The Russians fought back, you pushed them back. People said this would take 3 days, and you control the city. Give us an idea of what it has been like in Kiev during that fight.
Simple explanation why Ukrainian soldiers fighting so tough and actually destroyed the strongest army and image of strongest army in the world, Russian army. The Russians have more soldiers, more weapons, the equipment much better, but as former fighter, I tell you, it's not a matter of the size and the power. It's much more important the spirit and will to win. Ukrainian, in every war, the people has died. Russian soldier got paid and fighting for their money. Ukrainian soldier defending our city, our country, our family, our children, and the future of our children. The good question for everyone: are you ready to die for the money, or are you ready to die for your family, for your children?
Can I show you something? This is, we have a reporter and a team right now in the Donbass. Can I just show you? This is the filming they have done for the last few days.
Everyone begins to panic at what sounds like cluster bombs landing far too close by. We head for the doorway to shelter.
Подвал открывайте.
Open the basement, Valery shouts.
This is some of the footage our teams have seen. How do you feel when you see this war happening? It's still continuing, these scenes.
The war has horrible face. We saw the consequences in satellite cities as Bucha and Gostomel, just to name a few. The war has horrible face. We've seen all those dead bodies of young women, men, older men, being just killed. You could tell they were tortured before, executed with the headshots, with the tight hands behind the back. You could see, you could smell, you could tell the silence of the death and destruction of all the infrastructure and buildings. So war has many horrible faces. And this war was started by Russia. And now this war, Russia is trying to justify why this war was started. And I believe that isolation of Russia by the world is extremely important. If we don't stop it, if we don't sanction it, if we don't isolate it with one front on gas, oil, coal, athletic team here in Switzerland, the IOC in Lausanne, the IOC headquarters, and it's not just the decision must be made too to isolate from the next upcoming Olympics the Russian team. Nothing is the athletes or nationalities, but to show to Russia this war, and the world is not okay with that. This war crime must be stopped, and the consequences must be taken by the international court that already took place also by the Ukrainian court, and one of the soldiers, Russian soldiers, confirmed that he was ordered to kill that old man on the bicycle. He didn't say I didn't do it, he confirmed I did it because the command was to kill him. So yes, it is unbelievable, as you just asked, really? That's exactly what I'm asking, like, really, how could you do? I mean, to shoot an old man on a bicycle. Well, those war crimes must be punished and have consequences.
You guys were fighters. You're now in a much, much bigger fight for your country. Is Ukraine going to win?
We doesn't have another choice. Give up, it's not the options. We fighting for our future, for our families, for our countries, and we're more than sure we stopped this war, and Ukraine will be free from aggressors, and Ukraine will be part of European democratic family.